Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bella or Simone, your indie author, and I write dark, emotional, character-driven stories full of passion, secrets, and more than a few broken people. And today I want to tell you about my third novel, Behind Closed Doors, Passion, Power, and Secrets. This book means a lot to me because I wrote it. That's pretty much it. And I like all the characters. It's a dark sapphic, it's intense, and it explores the messy, complicated ways that love can show up in dangerous places. So I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Camera shy, so if you're staying tuned, grab a drink, get cozy, and listen to what my book is gonna be about, and see what happens when a killer falls for a witness and the lines between power and vulnerability starts to blur. So here's the setup. We're in Portland, Oregon. Not the Portland you see on the pretty postcards, I guess, but the dark corners, the underbelly of the city, the part of the city where people avoid going unless you are that someone. Then we have Queen enters. Yes, that's her name, not like her real name, but that's her name. So she runs this world. I'm so tired. I should pull up like a counter because Jesus Christ. But I don't know what that is. But so Queen runs this world, right? She's powerful. She's respected. She's committed. She's loyal. She is definitely feared. She is the kind of woman who doesn't, just walks into a room. She owns the room, the area, whatever's happening, it's Queen. That's what's happening. Then there's Jade, right? So she's an ordinary woman who lives like a normal life. She isn't about the drama. She just works, maybe a few party here and there. Otherwise, she's avoiding drama. She follows the rules, so to speak. Until one night, she sees something that she shouldn't have supposed to see because she's nosy and she's naive and she also doesn't listen, right? So she sees Queen murdering someone in cold blood because that's what Queen does. From there, everything spiraled. Jade is taken, not killed. Threatened, yes. In a traditional sense, yes. Is it cliche? Yes, because why not? But she's kept hidden. Because Queen doesn't trust loose ends, of course, due to her, is it a job? Because of her job or her endeavors. But the only thing is that Queen doesn't expect to feel anything for Jade or anyone at all. Then there's Jade. She starts seeing this side of Queen that no one gets to see. Her human side, so to speak, the woman behind the mask, behind the facade. Let's talk about these two and their dynamics. So Queen is what you would call, I guess, a morally gray character, except well, she's honestly just dark. She's in this first book, she isn't trying to be redeemed. She's not looking for love. She's remaining violent, true to her nature. She's violent, she's brutal, and she's very strategic in everything she does. But when Jade comes along, something in her softens just enough not in a weak way, but in a dangerous way, because her feelings made her vulnerable. She's used to controlling everything, her people, her enemies, her businesses, the police even. Hell, this in particular, her feelings, she can't control how she feels about Jade and her softness and how kind she is to her. And Jade is an overall stubbornly good woman, even though Jade should be deathly afraid of her. Then there's Jade. She's not your typical damsel in distress. Yeah, she's shaken and she is scared at some point, but she stops being scared. And so that makes her curious about Queen, and surprisingly very bold. She pushes back, she asks questions, and eventually she sees this pain that Queen has. She starts to see why she has it, and why she still has it. And she starts to see past that armor that Queen has built for herself. And that's what makes their chemistry, so intense. It's not just fear or attraction. It's this slow, reluctant recognition of each other's wounds. It's one of those we should not be falling in love kind of stories, but we are, and everything's dangerous. And I love those kind of cliche kidnapper, the whole ordeal, but it's not the typical, oh, I kidnapped you and I'm falling in love with you, like whatsoever. Why write this kind of story, this kind of love story? Why dark? Why sapphic? Why crime, trauma, and forbidden romance? Because it's real for a lot of people. It's just one of those things that unfortunately it happens. Love isn't always soft. Sometimes it's jagged and rough, complicated. And I want to tell a story that reflects that, where two people who have no reason to trust anyone, let alone each other, start to fall anyway. I also wanted to center queer women in a genre that doesn't always give us the space, especially a space to be morally complex. Queen is unapologetically powerful, violent, and very emotionally guarded. She's not soft, but that doesn't mean she can't love. It just means that love hurts more. And this book also explores power, survival, and what it means to love someone who challenges everything you even know about yourself. Genre-wise, I'm not really sure how to pinpoint what it exactly is, because I feel like there's multiple genres in this novel, or this series gonna be. It's definitely dark romance, but there's also urban. There's gonna be maybe psychological because of the dynamic between Queen and Jade. Then we have queer, LGBT, because it centers two women. Of course, they're lesbians. We also have trauma, manipulation, tenderness, secrets, and it's kind of a slow burn, the first few chapters, to be honest. But there is an emotional transformation towards the middle, coming to the end of this first book. There are some dark sapphic vibes, criminal underworld setting, as I stated, gritty, moody, it's intimate. You touch me, you die vibe from Queen. And there's some spicy scenes. Yes, it is erotica, I guess, the more professional wording, so to speak. So right now it's in its third revision. I'm working on hard to make sure it's the best version of itself, because I know that it can be. So I'm putting all the revisions into Scrivener, so I'm able to format it for paperback. I do have a release date in mind, but I'm not sure because I had some bookmarks and some character cards that I would like to also give out with the books. So I'm not sure about the release date exactly, but well, I did bid out a series, so it's already built out. The other stories just need to be second revision, third revision, and things like that. But each book will still explore Queen and Jade while adding a few other characters and their secrets and high stakes and emotional stress. And they're all connected into this world. So I love to hear your thoughts. Are you into dark romance? Do you like morally gray women? What tropes pull you in? Enemies to lover, captive. Then we have Forbidden Love. Drop a comment below and let me know. Also, if you have any questions about the writing process or my characters, just let me know. I will answer. If this sounds like your kind of story, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. I'll be hopefully sharing snippets, behind the scenes, characters, deep dives. Sorry if I'm looking away at my phone, it's like going crazy. I may do some character deep dive if people want to know more about them or how I came up with them. Maybe even my mood board or playlist. So thanks so much for watching and spending this time with me today. And remember to write boldly, love darkly, and never underestimate the power of a good secret. Bye.